What is up, Blue Coats Nation? Get your coats on right now, right? It's Tony Cutillo, one half of the Blue Coats beat. As always, brought to you by powered by Heat Ratio Sports. If you're listening right now, you're watching this right now, get involved in the conversation. Man, let's get excited. Let's get excited right now. We again in Blue Coats Nation clinch a playoff spot once again in the Eastern Conference. They take care of the Motor City tonight, right? And then Memphis gets a 3-point win over Cleveland to clinch the spot. And we get to defend our G League trophy once again with some time to spare as well. This is a fantastic time to be a Blue Coats fan. And if you're not a Blue Coats fan, you better get on quick, man, because I'll tell you what, if you're not on now, you're sleeping. You're sleeping. And right now, listen, get involved in the conversation. I'm going to put it in the comments. You do not have to have a camera. I tell people this all the time. Listen, you do not have to have a camera. If you want to get involved in the conversation, all you need to do is click on that link in the comments, and I will get you live on the air. What you're feeling, how you're feeling about these Blue Coats, man. Do you feel we could go back to back? There's a lot of great storylines, on this team, especially with a season that has seen a lot of players go up and down, get signed to other teams, right? We've already seen, unfortunately, we saw Kenny Lofton go to Utah. We saw Darius Baisley go to Utah, right? Guys we didn't want to see go. We've seen Ricky Council go up and down. We saw Terquavion Smith go up and down. And again, they just continue to produce. And looking at tonight's game, again, one thing I think we can all say is these kids are not afraid to shoot the rock. They are not afraid to shoot the rock. Again, we get two 30-point performances. Two 30-point performances, okay, by two of the young guns, right? Right here. You have it right there. Melvin Frazier Jr., again, he drops 30. Terquavion Smith shots 30. And then my man Muhammad goes 17 and 11. 17 and 11. But here's the most important part. It's not about the 19 and 12. What the most important part is 51.5% from the perimeter, and then 42% from beyond the arc. That is a huge number. That is something we have to look at. My man Adam checking in. What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy? Did you watch those Blue Coats tonight, man? Did you watch those Blue Coats tonight? You got to get on this ride, man. People got to get on this ride, and make sure you see on the bottom of that screen, make sure you're subscribing to the Blue Coats Beat. Okay, that is a podcast we just started this year. Myself, Mr. Coach Joe Richmond, the ambassador of basketball operations for the Sixers, or I should say for the Blue Coats, but a part of the Sixers family. We've had some fantastic guests on. We just had Sierra Clark on, who does a tremendous job anchoring out there in Little Rock, Arkansas. We've had Sharif Abdur-Rahim. We've had the great Sweet Lou Dunbar. We've had Sonny Hill. And we have a bunch of guests coming up. Mark Jackson, Jermaine Jones, maybe our man Yuki Washington as well, because we do a lot of different things. We just talk about sports, we talk about life. And talking about life right now, we're talking about the Blue Coats, we're talking about them clinching, and let's get into this box score, because just looking at the box score doesn't say enough, okay? Doesn't say enough by just looking at this picture. So deep inside the box score, I put my ugly mug back on the screen. The thing I talk about with the shots, number one, the first thing that sticks out to you, okay, is the double-double capability of MFJ, right? Melvin Frazier Jr. First of all, 17 shots, makes 13 of them, 13 out of 17, only shoots 1 3. He's got a plus minus of 16 and a plus, right? So he drops 30. He gives you 12 rebounds, 10 of them defensive, okay? So he was a monster. He was a monster on the glass. And then you go down to Muhammad. And here's the thing about Aminu Muhammad is 7 for 11, very high percentage, okay? Very high percentage, plus or minus of a plus 15. And he gets you 7 offensive rebounds. That's something they've been preaching down there, at the Chase Fieldhouse. Get on the glass, get on the offensive side of the glass, because what happens is when you have a lot of shooters on a team, specifically like Terquavion Smith, who shot the ball 25 times tonight. 25 times for Terquavion. And the thing about that is not to say anything against Terquavion, because he's a fantastic player. But when you shoot a lot, you're not going to make everything, right? We watched a great guy in this town in AI who shot the lights out, but sometimes he would go 9 for 25, right? So that's why you had to have Tyrone Hill in the glass. You had to have Theo Ratliff. You had to have George Lynch getting them tough jump balls and rebounds. So that's what they've been preaching. And Muhammad, again, he takes it to a whole new level and gives you seven offensive rebounds, which is huge. Okay, 11 overall for 17 points. But again, that's why the Blue Coats are exciting. That's why we continue, okay? We continue to win. We continue to win. And we've talked about this before, man. The culture on this team is what's really setting us apart. Okay? It's what's really setting us apart. And that's the most important thing. It's the culture. Because these kids, number one, and they're kids, right? For the most part, unless you have the veterans, but they're kids. And what they're doing is they come in, okay, and they're taught right from the jump. Right from the jump, they're taught. Okay. And that's what the great thing about it is. Okay. Right from the jump, they're taught. And they are balling out. My man Adam says, we got to get down to the Blue Coats soon. Players are killing it, man. I've been down there. I'm going to go down there again, Adam. Again, it's going to be a great playoff run, man. It's going to be a great playoff run. And Adam, stay tuned because odds are we might be doing some live shows out here for the Blue Coats at some venues around. So keep locked in right there because we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun because that's what this team does. They have some fun. Okay. And they're doing it with a mix, right? You got to look at my man, Jared Brownridge again. Okay. 3-9, not fantastic, but again, 3-9, not afraid to shoot the rock. And that's what's important. Not afraid to shoot the rock. Still giving you 15 points, man. That's the thing. Still giving you 15 points. Okay. 6 for 15. That's the thing. Listen, you don't expect all the time for these high percentages. Okay. Even though we did shoot 51.5% tonight, just rounded to 52 and basically 42% from 3-point land. That's very, very good. Okay. But that might not be there all the time. Okay. It might not be there all the time. But the thing that I like about this is, except for my man Muhammad, we're not really turning the ball over. Okay. You had Brownridge turn it over only once, Terkavion only once. Chris Clark, unfortunately, 3 times. Still not terrible. Okay. Melvin Frazier turns the ball over 2 times, but Muhammad, he'll work on that 6. But again, he's just trying to get some things done, man. That's the thing. He's trying to get some things done. You got to talk about MFJ, all right? Because we've seen a season of ups and downs. And what I mean by that is not wins and losses, but players that we talked about going up and down. And when you got a guy, it seems like no matter what, you always have a guy to step in, right? You always have a guy step in. We were very excited for Darius Baisley, right? Very, very excited for Darius Baisley. And what we wanted to do is we thought that Darius Baisley was going to be our guy. We all thought that, right? But that's not sometimes the G League, it plays tricks on us a little bit, right? And people get out from under us. And again, they sign players that we love. Unfortunately, we can't keep everybody. But the best part about this team is they have confidence in their nucleus of players. And they continue to play out people off the wire. They continue to grab guys and make them ready. And Melvin Frazier Jr., again, just shows, again, he was ready to step up. And that's going to be huge in this run. Huge. And you know what I really like, and I don't think this is stated enough. My man Adam checking in says, the Blue Coats are on the Sixer playing real good. And exactly. That right, Adam? And it's a great segue to my next point. Because you look at Terkavion Smith, okay? Terkavion comes up to the Sixers earlier when Ricky came up. And Ricky looked fantastic. And then Ricky hit a little wall. Okay, that's okay. That's what happens. And then we make all the trades and the roster gets embossed and then now Ricky's back, right? But the thing about Terkavion that I really like is he's got that experience. He's not afraid to shoot the rock. But the best thing about it was they allow him to shoot the rock when he was with the big league team, right? Even though it wasn't for a long time, Nick Nurse still preached when you go out there, shoot the ball. Don't be afraid to shoot the ball. And all that does is it instills confidence. Right? It instills confidence in these kids. So now, look at him now. Look at him now. I mean, he was shooting out some prayers up there. He was Dane timing it a little bit, right? But now he is having fun. and he's a very confident young man. And the best thing about it is when you're confident and you're grounded, I'll tell you, man, get the coats on and get ready. I'm so excited. Like, I'm Tony Cutillo, one half of the Blue Coats Beat. Make sure that you're following the Blue Coats Beat on all your podcast networks. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting the subscribing on the YouTube pages, right? Get involved in the conversation right now. If you want to get on the line, it's open. Give us a call. Okay, very, very simple. I threw it up on the screen. It's right there. Boom. Just click on it. You don't need a camera. It's fine. You can talk on your phone. We get you on. Feel how excited that you are right now for the Blue Coats. And here's the thing. In a town, this is a great time. And, and again, I just lump these all into Philadelphia, right? And I understand it's Delaware, right? But we're all part of the Sixers family. But, everything we've endured over the years, I'll tell you what, man, there are some fantastic stories that have been coming out of the Blue Coats locker room, man. And it continues. I mean, it started with Matt McClung. You see a lot of these players just continue to develop on the Blue Coats watch. Okay. They continue to develop on the Blue Coats watch. And that is the biggest thing, man. We develop these players. And here's another thing. And I talked about this before on this network. I talked about this before on other networks, that this is such a tight-knit culture within the family, whether it be Sixers and Blue Coats or vice versa, that everybody's comfortable. Nobody's above, right? And nobody gets left behind. And they keep everything so tight that when they do go up and down, they feel like it's no big deal. Right? The stage isn't too big for them because they're welcomed in. Even the big man, you see Joel sitting there getting the game balls for Ricky and Tre'Quavion, earlier in the season. I mean, these are the kind of things that really, really embody the Delaware Blue Coats and the Philadelphia 76ers. Nick Nurse is leaps and bounds better than Doc when it comes to using young guys and their potential. Look, I mean, Doc has his thing, right? We all knew that. Doc had his thing. He doesn't like to play young players. I don't know why. Maybe it's a trust factor. Maybe he sees things that we don't see. As much as I didn't like that thing about Doc, I will say this. We could say what we want, but Doc is in the league, and Doc's a very good coach. And, whether we agree with him or not, I mean, look, we got Nick Nurse. And, I say this all the time, whether you're in Blue Coats Nation, whether you're in Sixers Nation, whether you're Heat Ratio Sports Nation, whether you're a Tony Jigsaw Cutillo Nation, whatever you're in, whatever nation you're in, just get to your nearest dollar store, okay, and buy up all the 2-for-1 Christmas cards you can get when they come out, and send Giannis all the Christmas cards you can, and just tell him, thank you, Giannis. Just say thank you, Giannis. Because Giannis wanted to be a little spoiled and a little in over his head. He said, I don't want Nick Nurse as a head coach. Yeah, he didn't want Nick Nurse. So luckily for us, we did want Nick Nurse. So thank you, Giannis, okay, for number one, getting your head coach fired. And thank you, Giannis, for allowing us to have Nick Nurse. Because, here's the thing about Nick Nurse, which I absolutely love. Okay. So again, we're all one family. We could talk Sixers here. You got a Sixers question? Let's talk Sixers, man. We could talk Sixers as well. But the best thing about Nick Nurse is he likes to experiment, right? If you remember, maybe 2019 team with the Toronto Raptors, right? When he won, on that team, they weren't really healthy altogether until they got to the playoffs. I think they only played like 10, 12 games down the stretch together as one unit. And he was able to devise a game plan night in and night out, and to take specific players and to see again, what can they do good? What can they do bad? What do they need work on? What are they rusty on, right? So he's a very good X's and O's coach. And that's what we absolutely need. We need a very good X's and O's coach. And that's what we got with Nick Nurse. And again, it's who's one of the assistants with Nick Nurse? Kobe Carl. Where was Kobe Carl last year? Head coach of the Delaware Blue Coats, won the chip, right? So again, these players have that familiarity with them when they go up to the big league team. My man Javon checking in says, I remember Delaware was called the 87ers back in the day with the honesty. It's so cool to see them become the best G League programs in the league. I'll tell you what, Javon, they really are. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Now that, this is a shout out to everybody in the organization. Uh, Obviously, my co-host Joe Richmond, who is a fantastic individual. Shout out to Alex Yo for making this happen. Alex has been instrumental in getting this off the ground. We've had plenty of conversations, and he was really hyped up about this. And I thank him for the opportunity to be able to do this. Jenna, who is their PR girl, who consistently helps when it comes to media appearances and graphical design and music and licensure. It's just one big family, man. I'm being honest. And one thing that I didn't know until I became part of the Blue Coats family was that we are the only team in the entire G League that has an ambassador of basketball operations, which is Coach Joe Richmond. We're the only team. Right? He's the guy who runs the ship over there on game day. He's the guy who gets all together. He's doing the community work all the time, with the books and the libraries and everything that you see, man. My man Joe is a smile everywhere. And it just shows you how important his family is. And this culture, like I said, it goes beyond just, the team. It goes outside the team. It goes in the community. When you build a program like this and a platform like this, that's what happens. It catches on. And not only does it catch on to the fans, it catches on to the players. It catches on to everybody around the league. Like, we want to be a part of that. And that's what's huge, man. Javon, speaking of the Sixers, they've also done a good job utilizing these 10-day contracts on Darius Baisley, Kai Jones, and now DJ Wilson, who's playing well with the Magic's G League team. I'll tell you, that's what I was talking about, Javon. They really have an eye, right? They have an eye for talent, and they continue to bring in and develop, a fantastic nucleus. And even when we lose guys, right? I mean, you talked about this. I mean, we didn't want to lose Darius Baisley. We didn't want to lose Kenny Lofton, right? But when we lose them, and again, last year we didn't want to lose Charles Bassey to San Antonio. We didn't want to lose a lot of these guys, but that's how the G League works. And I at first I used to be mad, but then I was just happy for the player that they're getting the opportunity to play. I mean, let's be honest, nobody comes to the G League, right? Nobody comes to the G League to be able to just say, I just want to be a G League player, right? There's always that goal in place. So it's good for them, even if it isn't with the Blue Coats, to see them playing on an NBA floor, because they deserve it. Listen, man, if you're averaging like 15 to 20 and 8 to 10 every night, you got to go up, man. You got to go up. You got to get on that pro court. You just have to. Adam says, haven't seen Tony this happy in a long time. For a local team, must be a special team. Adam, it really is. I'm being honest, man. It really is. It's a fantastic family. I'm so happy to be a part of it. They've welcomed me in with open arms. They're always there. Conversations, we get guests together, allow me to obviously really start to build up Heat Ratio Sports and continue to get that on the map. So, we're a good team. That's what I can say. We're a good team together. We do a lot of good things, and this is exciting, man. I get to host the Blue Coats beat going into a playoff run, and I can't wait. This is absolutely thrilling for me. I cannot wait. And listen, one thing that can't be understated is they have some time now, right? They have some time now, and I think that's the important thing. They have some time now. So now they have time to rest a little bit. And that's the most important thing, right? The most important thing is you go in strong. You go in healthy. I mean, we see it with the Sixers right now, right? And it's the same damn thing now with the Blue Coats. Okay? And I mentioned Javon. Like, me and you talk all the time. And man, when you have, instantaneous, instant success, right? And that's what's great about it. These guys step in. Like I was saying earlier, you lose a guy, boom. Now the guy steps in. You move Ricky and Terkavion up, boom. Kenny Lofton comes in, he steps up, he's dropping 30 and 35, right? Darius Baisley's dropping 20 and 25. Now tonight, you got no Darius Baisley, right? And all of a sudden, guess who steps up? They got MFJ, right? Melvin Frazier Jr., 13 to 17, dropping 10 boards, 12 total rebounds, 10 defensive rebounds. And then, like I said, you got Muhammad comes in. Okay, what do they preach? Get on the glass. Get on the glass. Now, I'm not talking about Sir Mix-a-Lot. I'm saying just get on the glass. Get those boards. Because when you have free shooters, right, like Terkavion Smith, like Jarrett Brownridge, who's going to throw up these shots, you need somebody, okay, to get the boards when they're off. And what did Muhammad do? He cleaned up the glass. And that is so damn important, man. So damn important. My man, Foods. What's up, Foods? We got to get you like the Blue Coats chant now, man. We got you with the Eagles chant. We got to get you with the Blue Coats chant, right? I got to get you on with a Blue Coats chant. And again, like I said, man, get behind this team. And again, you see on the bottom of the screen too. Please, if you're wherever you get your podcast from, make sure you check it out because it's not your normal podcast. You're not just going to hear X's and O's. You're going to hear life lessons. You're going to hear stuff that goes on in the community. There's so many different things that we could talk about when it comes to that. And let's just look at Melvin Frazier Jr.'s game overall tonight. 30, 12, and look at that right there. 76% from the field. 76% from the field. Like, you don't get that from big men, man. That's what's so amazing. Okay? That's what's so amazing about Melvin Frazier Jr. and about this team, getting these guys in the right positions. I'm hyped, man. I am hyped. I'm excited. I haven't been this excited in a long time, and I'm so glad that we get to join in this together, man. And I will say this again. Make sure you get on the Blue Coats beat. Okay, not just for shows like this. Get on that YouTube channel. Look at those game highlights. They do a ton of different things. And listen, man, this is with everything going on. Here's the best part. You look at this as a whole. And I keep saying this, man, we're all one family. Okay, we're all one family, right? You have what's going on with the Flyers, right? Up and down, right? Who knows what's going on with the Eagles right now? Right? Everybody's happy. Everybody's bad. Everybody's happy. Everybody's bad. Listen, the Sixers, man, treading water till the big man comes back. Doing a hell of a job just to get there, just to get back at the right time, right? Can we make some noise? Well, we already know what's going to happen in Blue Coat land because we've already made the playoffs. We've already clinched our spot. And we get to go and defend our G League title. And we get to try to go back to back. I mean, how many times can you talk about that, man? It is so exciting. It's so exciting. Here's what I will tell you. I say this all the time, and I know people may say, oh, it's a little different. It's a professional team. Listen, professional, college, G League, minor leagues, I don't really care. Okay? All I can tell you is I spent a lot of time in the minor league system for the baseball team. I love going to watch the Fighting Phils. I like going to watching the Blue Claws. Okay, I do in Lakeview. I love going to Lehigh Valley. Okay, watching the Iron Pigs, and I love going because it's a lot of excitement. It's a lot of excitement. Not to say that the pro teams aren't exciting. Not saying that, but it's a different kind of atmosphere, right? And I bring this up because I remember I coach soccer, for nobody who knows that. Coach soccer in Bucks County. And when I first went to a Philadelphia Union game, I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. I really said to myself, wow, I have slept on the MLS, right? I said I've slept on the MLS. I literally, I could not believe how exciting it was to watch the Philadelphia Union. And I specifically bring this up because it's when you least expect it, right? When you least expect it. We're going to listen, the G League, the Blue Coats are on CBS 57. Have you not known that? We've been playing on it all year. ESPN Plus. Watch the games, man. Get down to the Chase Fieldhouse. Okay, let me know when you're going. And listen, I'll do everything I can, and I'll meet you there myself. Okay, introduce you to Coach Joe. Amazing guy, man. Amazing guy. Javon says, I understand that feeling you're talking about. I used to cover the Philly Soul in its heyday, and the atmosphere was amazing, and those players played hard. Javon, so true. So true. It's just a different atmosphere, man. It's a different atmosphere. And I think, too, number one, you're closer to the court, no matter where you sit. You feel closer to the game, right? And you can really break it down. And that's the best part. You can really, really break it down. And that's what's fun about it. You can see the expressions on these kids' faces. And I say kids because 90% of them are kids trying to get to that next level, right? And that's what's great about it. And it's a great story. I mean, listen, whether you like them or not, how about like the Isaiah Thomas story, man? Like, seriously, like, how do you not get happy for that? Like, whether you like Isaiah or not, doesn't matter. To see a guy come off the street, decide, I want to get in the NBA again. I'm going to go to G League. I'm going to sign a 10-day, and I'm going to try to go up and sign another 10-day, and boom, he's playing for the Phoenix Suns, right? It's such a great story, right? It's such a great story when you watch some of these players and what they do and what this league is giving them the opportunity to do, which is extremely important. Adam says, let me know when the playoff starts. I'm down to come watch. I just got into Philadelphia. Oh, Adam, you didn't even tell me. I was covering the game. I was up in the press box for the Wings last weekend on Sunday. I had no idea you were there. I came home. I popped on Facebook, and I was like, yo, Adam was at the Wings game. I was up in the press box, man. I would have come down and shook your hand, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. But, yeah, the Wings are fun. The Wings are fun, man. They're really, really fun. I'm trying to get down to the 30th game. Adam, the 30th game, are you going down to the game on the 30th for the Wings? Because they have there's supposed to be a WWE player there ahead of WrestleMania. So check that out as well. Javon says that's what the G League is all about. A league of opportunity, whether it's a two-way 10-day NBA deal or overseas. Absolutely, man. It's the best thing they ever did. It is. It is the best damn thing they've ever did. That I love it. Like, we've been preaching it for so long. It's like, I mean, Javon, I know, we say whether it's the XFL or the AFL, wherever it is, but man, if we could have a minor league football team, like, think about that, like a minor league football league, that would be fantastic if we could do the same thing. A lot of those undrafted players that are the practice squad, they actually play in real games, in real action. I'm surprised the NFL has not started that, man. I really am. I'm shocked because guess what? That would be huge. That would be absolutely huge, man. That would be absolutely huge. So, yeah, I am thoroughly excited over this. And I can't wait, man. I just cannot wait. It's going to be a fantastic run. Again, Delaware Blue Coats, get your coats on your Delaware Blue Coats. Take care of business tonight against Motor City Cruise 121-109, and then they sit and they wait for about 45, 50 minutes, and they wait for Memphis to squeak out a win over Cleveland 106-103, and clinch their playoff spot into the Eastern Conference. And again, you got Melvin Frazier Jr. dropping 30 and 12, right? 30 and 12, shooting 76% from the field. You got Jared Brownridge giving you 15. Listen, 6 for 15, 3 or 9, but again, 24 shots from the big man. Terquavion Smith, who's not afraid to shoot the ball. Shoot up the ball. Terquavion shot the ball 36 times. You think he's afraid to shoot the ball? 36 times. And, man, my man scored 30. He was plus or minus a plus 18. You cannot beat that. Still found a way to get 5 rebounds and dish out 6 assists, right? So that's the best part about Terquavion. Right? He is not afraid to shoot the damn ball. Adam says, I'm going to Saturday. Yeah, I'm not going Saturday. I actually have a beef and beer benefit I'm going to on Saturday for my cousin who just got cancer free, man. It's crazy. She had like adrenal gland cancer, and she had to go to Germany for treatment. It was crazy. The only place in the world that treat this rare form, but man, she rang the bell. So good for her. So we get to go celebrate for her on Saturday. So I can't wait for that. And listen, man, I just want to pop in. I want to go get some energy here. Blue Coats Nation, we got to get this going. I see the subs going up on the Blue Coats YouTube page. Let's keep them going up. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching on the Blue Coats YouTube page, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the Blue Coats Beat, as always, on wherever you get your podcast from. And again, powered by Heat Ratio Sports. Make sure you're clicking that subscription and the like button for Heat Ratio Sports as well. We got a lot of big things planned. This Blue Coats Beat is not going away. We just get started. You're going to be seeing my mug. Hopefully, I don't have a cut on my lip. The next time you see me, that's because I'm an idiot and I bite my lip all the time. Watch these March Madness games. Shout out to Oakland, right? Shout out to Oakland. Taking down Kentucky. And, man, eventually, we're going to have that John Calipari conversation. Just saying. But again, man, everybody, Blue Coats Nation, let's get excited. Everybody have a fantastic evening. Stay safe and stay healthy. And we'll catch you back